I was a section leader in a mortar platoon. You have a platoon leader and three officers that have a section, which is 2 squads of mortars, 81mm mortars. And we would be assigned to a rifle company, 2 mortars to a rifle company when they were going up. And then the officer would be the forward observer. So it was, you went where the rifle company went, and when they called for support, you had to dig in and fire your weapons and try to knock out the opposition. There were times when my first assignment was with a section company, and I joined a company in a factory. Second assignment was as a battery. We had 6 mortars in a row, to fire on, so that we could throw more fire in an area. In other words, we supported the battalion rather than a company. So those were your 2 jobs, really, either a section or a battery. But either way, you were up with the rifle troops, with the commanding officer of the rifle company. After a week with K Company, and I came back, I was supposed to go up to join L Company, and the platoon leader told me, no, he said, you stay here and run it, and he said, I'll go up with L Company. Well, on the way up, we still had telephones and field telephones, and the wires strung. Oh, some rounds came in. I guess he said our artillery. And the concussion, even though the rounds were fired and landed in a distance, the concussion breaks the wires, because they're thin wires. Well, he was knelt down to repair the wires when another round came in and caught him, got it in the knee and hip. He got shrapnel in the knee and hip, so he went back for a few months. Then I became the platoon leader. So then but we were always shorthanded for officers. And so I was either up with the rifle company or running them in battery, and most of the time with the rifle company. But you were right up there, but not quite. You were with the company commander who was trying to direct his platoons for firing and all that, and then you'd keep going with them, but behind them all the time. And you would run from one house to another, so the company commander and I would get in the doorway and go 1, 2, 3, and both of us run across the street to get into the building, because the story is that when they see the first guy, they take a rifle lead on him, and then the second guy gets hit when they shoot at him. They had some pretty good sharpshooters. We had battle in Halle, Germany, a big town in Germany, one of the biggest towns there, and they had mostly snipers in that town, because this was near the end of the war. There were both German troops, the regulars, and also the Volkssturm, which was the older men that had been drafted, in their 50s and put in there, who weren't much of a fighter, and I don't blame them, but then they had the SS troops there that wouldn't let the town surrender, because we were trying to capture the town without having to dismantle the town with artillery and airplanes, and we succeeded, really. But it took a week or so to get through. We went house to house, cleaning them out there, and then you get hit by a sniper and he slows you down for a while.